Alright, I kind of wanted to do a fun video this time. We just got the announcement of Tier 2 Spartans, all the models coming out for Halo Flashpoint, and we have a pretty full range. These are all awesome models, and I kind of wanted to break them down and, pretend like you guys, care what my opinion is on these models and put them in a tier list. So we have all 16 of the models right here. I will start by saying that none of these models look bad. These are all great looking models, and props go to the team at Mantic for modeling these guys because they look really nice. So let's go over the tier categories. Once again, saying there is a last tier category, but none of these are bad. So whatever goes in last tier, if something goes in last tier, it's not knocking the model at all. It still looks pretty dang good. So the top tier, S tier, is Blinded by Its Majesty. Also, if you get all these references, I don't know, the first one that puts them all in the comments of where they're from, I don't know, I'll do something. I don't know, like it or give you a hug. Cyber, I don't know. We'll figure it out. But Blinded by Its Majesty is S tier. You can, remember that just because it is so majestic seeing that Halo for the first time. Oh, did I just spoil the first one? Dang. All right, second A tier is Tank Beats Everything. Easy way to remember that is, Tank kind of beats everything except maybe, some big things, except like a giant Mac cannon or like a glashing of a planet. Tank's not going to beat that. Anyway, I digress. Good Golly Miss Molly is the mid tier, the B tier. You can remember that by good. It's just Good Golly Miss Molly. Sorry for the Tight Squeeze is C tier, and Two Sticks in a Rock is that D tier, the last tier, for obvious purposes and obvious reasons. But okay, so let's get into it. First, we're going to start with the Recon Edition Spartans, and then we're going to progress to the Tier 2, and we'll Spartan Edition, and then Tier 2 models. So the first one, let's go, the first one in the list for the Spartan Edition. Man, starting off strong, we have the Mark 7. Mark 7, for one thing, the armor is just fantastic on this model. Really cool armor on this one. He's holding that assault rifle pointed downward. He's pointing his finger at, whatever enemy that they're facing, the Banish, the Flood, other Spartans. This is a great model. This is definitely one of the better ones, and probably objectively the best in the Recon Edition. So this is going to go in Tank Beats Everything category. I will say, spoiler alert, there's only one that I found to be S tier quality, and we'll get to that later. But Tank Beats Everything. This is an awesome pose. It's an awesome model, awesome armor. No complaints here. All right, and what's next on the list? We have the Deadeye. The Deadeye is also a really cool model. I love the armor on the Deadeye. I was rocking the armor in Halo 5 pretty much my whole Halo 5 career. Basically all the time that I was playing it, I was using the Deadeye armor. Really cool. That DMR is also a really cool weapon to feature. It's pointing downward, and I would put this in a higher tier, but spoiler alert, there's a better Deadeye out there, and we'll get to that later. But this is going to go in Good Golly Miss Molly. This is definitely top of the good B tier here. Okay, next on the list is the Zvezda. The Zvezda is my favorite model in the Recon Edition, so it's going to go up in that Tank Beats Everything tier. I would say the community probably likes the Mark 7 more, but because this is my list and my opinion, I'm going to put it above the Mark 7. And the reasons being is the pose is also very striking. He's running, which is funny because his model only has like one movement for his advance. His sprint has 3, but kind of ironic. But he's running, really cool pose there. He's holding that commando rifle in that nice action pose, like he's getting somewhere. And I love the helmet on this one. That big visor really is very striking. And yeah, this is definitely my favorite model in the Recon Edition. Okay, And the last model in the Recon Edition is the Brawler. Now, this Brawler, I think, is probably the weakest model in the front thing. I think it's the weakest looking model in the Recon Edition, but I also think it's probably the weakest gameplay-wise in the Recon Edition. It's very situational and very close range. It does have that knockback, but you have to be in the right moment in the right time. But the model, for one thing, the paint job on this looks fantastic. But the model just looks okay. He's kind of just sitting there. He's stabilizing himself, holding that, shooting from the hip, holding that that shotgun up, that bulldog. But I will say that the armor does look pretty cool. Not my favorite armor, and that's why it's in the good golly Miss Molly tier, but pretty solid. A good like palate cleanser. Like this is, I would say this is probably mid of the road. Later I might put this in Sorry for the Tight Squeeze, but for right now it's in good golly Miss Molly. All right, so now let's talk about the Spartan Edition. Spartan Edition has 4 extra models. It's going to be the same as Zvezda, Mark 7, Deadeye, and Brawler, but they're going to be holding different weapons and having different poses. The first one on this list is the Brawler. So this is definitely, in my opinion, the better Brawler. So we've got the Needler. Is it good enough to be in Tank Beats Everything tier? I think it is. So that Needler on there, honestly, is what does it for me. It looks so good. You can see how oversized it is. It's pretty much as big as the Bulldog. And it's debatably... No, it's not even a weaker weapon. It's a power weapon in a lot of the games. But it looks so nice, and when you paint it up, it's going to look so good with these Spartans holding it. But his pose is really cool, too. He has this really nice action-y pose, kind of like he's reacting to seeing something, maybe seeing a flood pop out of nowhere. Maybe he looks a little spooked, but definitely a better pose, in my opinion, than the other Brawler. So this is in that Tank Beats Everything A tier. Our next model on the list, are we to the Mark 7. So this Mark 7 is, how can I say this? So this is just 2 sticks in a rock for me. So this goes in the bottom tier. Now, like I said, this is still a very, very good looking model. But for one, the Pulse Carbine is just not everyone's favorite weapon. It's pretty basic. His pose, he's just sitting there or standing there on his 2 feet, holding his gun pretty much at a 90-degree angle to him, shooting from the hip and just looking straight on. The only redeeming thing about this is the armor. The Mark 7 armor is really, really cool. But once again, like I said, this is a good-looking model. It's just okay, though. And that's why I think it belongs in 2 sticks in a rock. So the next one on this list would be the other Deadeye. So this other Deadeye comes in the Spartan Edition. Man, I'm so obvious when I bring it right to the category. But this is definitely the better Deadeye, in my opinion. That Stalker rifle looks awesome. I mean, he's doing what a Deadeye should be doing. He's staring down, using that thin visor to stare down his sights and home in on a brute and pinging his helmet off and then taking him out. This, even though he's just kind of basically standing there, it's the aiming down the sights and the Stalker rifle that does it for me. Really, really cool. Definitely deserve to be in Tank Beats Everything tier. I would almost say no. I still think the Needler and the Brawler looks better. I think it's much cooler. Not much cooler, but cooler than the Stalker rifle with the Deadeye. And that brings us to our 4th and final one. This is also going to Tank Beats Everything tier. That's Zvezda with the Cinder Shot. Yeah, so this Zvezda also has that awesome running pose, which is a little bit similar to the other one, a little bit too similar, but it holding that Cinder Shot makes it look so much cooler. It really, really looks nice, and this one, for me, probably is better than the Commando Zvezda. Just really cool looking. I can't say enough good things about it. It's probably the largest, well, No, it's not the largest weapon. We'll get to the largest one, but yeah, this one belongs in the tank beats everything tier. All right, so now let's get ready for the tier 2 Spartans. Now I am noticing a lot of things are going to tank beats everything. I might need to shift some things around because these next ones, they're so good. They're so good. And the first one in the tier 2 category is this hammer. Oh my gosh, this is not the best one. We'll get to the best one, but this is one of the best ones. This one goes into tank beats everything. That hammer looks so cool. The only thing I can knock against this this model right here is the CQB helmet. It seems a little outdated to me. Like I remember playing, a lot of people like the CQB, but I remember playing the Halo 3 beta, and this was, I think there's only 3 helmets you can choose. You can choose like the, normal helmet, the CQB helmet that you see here, and I think EVA helmet. Don't quote me on that, but it's kind of like this Fezda with the big visor on it, and it just, I don't know why it seems a little outdated to me, but that hammer, oh my gosh, it brings it all the way to top of tank beats everything tier. It is stellar. It looks so awesome, and it gets me so excited for brute models. You have no idea. But yeah, what a great model, what a great pose. Even standing like a brute with the legs spread apart and everything, that color scheme is just awesome. But okay, enough gushing about the hammer one. We have to get on to the next one. So this is the other CQB, and I'm having a little trouble with this one because maybe this one's so similar to the Master Chief model, and I think the Master Chief model, it just looks so much better with that energy shield. But this one is definitely the weaker CQB one for me. I almost want to put it in Sorry for the Tight Squeeze. Like, it's a sword, yes. It's a sword, it's awesome. But it just kind of seems basic. Like, there could have been so many cooler poses that you could have done with a sword, and I almost feel like it's missed potential. So for right now, we're going to put that in Sorry for this Tight Squeeze tier. Sorry for the Tight Squeeze tier. Let's go on to the next one. Now, this is another one. So I think this is the CQC helmet and armor. Just has some of the vents on the side. This one's definitely going in Sorry for the Tight Squeeze chair. The spiker, pretty cool. It's a pretty cool weapon, but it kind of falls in the same category of the pulse carbine one. It's kind of basic. He's just kind of looking down the sights. Now, it's funny because all these models that are holding the brute weapons, they're holding them just like brutes would. And it's a little weird at first, but like I said, it makes me excited for the brute models, but it feels very brutish, which almost doesn't belong in this Spartan model here. But anyway, that one's going to Sorry for the Tight Squeeze. It's pretty basic. Next one is the other CQB model. Now, this one is holding the shotgun. I would say that this is very similar to the Brawler in terms of the pose, just with different armor, so it's got to at least be in Good Golly Miss Molly. But I would say what kind of brings it forward a little bit more is that classic. I don't know if that is a Halo Reach shotgun, but I don't think it's a Halo 3 or Halo 2 shotgun. It's got to be a Halo Reach shotgun because we're seeing so many other Halo Reach weapons. So for just that fact, it's a classic weapon. We're going to move that up a little bit. Now, the next one, you'll have to forgive me on the name of this armor. It's like gun gear. I think it's an abbreviation. But I was never a huge fan of this helmet until these models came out. These two models came out. Then I became a huge fan of these helmets without a visor. Now this one, it has the Halo Reach grenade launcher in it, but I'm going to put this one... No, you know what? It's got to be in Good Golly Miss Molly. It is, in my opinion, better than these two with that Halo Reach grenade launcher, which is one of my favorite weapons in the whole series. Oh man, I just thought of if they brought a railgun. They need to make a railgun model from Halo 4 and Halo 5. The railgun is awesome. Mantic, if you're hearing me right now, definitely do that. Appreciate you for watching. But that grenade launcher is awesome. It's going to be up there. I'm trying not to let the color scheme affect me because that color scheme isn't my favorite. But I would definitely put the other model, Gunniger, however you say it, model in that tank beats everything tier. Man, that tank beats. I mean, you can just tell how many good models are in this. But that sticky grenade launcher, oh my gosh, sticky grenade launcher looks so good on this model. That color scheme, try not to let that affect me. And like I said, I've gotten a huge appreciation for this new helmet, or this helmet without a visor. It looks so good holding that sticky grenade launcher. And I'm probably gonna move it above the Brawler Needler. It looks that good. All right, we're only down to a couple more. Let's go with this concussion rifle. I want to start with this one because it was one that was leaked a while ago, and it has JFO. JFO is my favorite, or one of my favorite armor classes. I definitely used it. I'm pretty sure Halo 3 is when it first appeared. Or no, it was probably Halo Reach. But whatever game it first appeared in, that was my main armor in it. This concussion rifle looks so good. And I want to put it on the top of Good Golly Miss Molly tier. But I almost think it's in the tank beats everything, the A tier. But it's a pretty simple pose. You know, I'm going to leave it in Good Golly Miss Molly. Awesome weapon. Awesome armor. But the pose definitely has something left to be desired. So it's going to go in Good Golly Miss Molly. But yeah, that concussion rifle looks so good. I'm hoping that has some knockback in the game, because there's been so many times that I've been playing Halo and I've been hit with that weapon, like carrying the flag, and I just can't move because it like jostles me and like picks me up off the ground, and I stop moving. So that's got to have knockback. That'd be sweet. And we've come to the finale, the best, the one and only S tier model that we have. We have the target locator JFO. Look how awesome and memey this is. Oh my gosh, S tier, blinded by its majesty. Were you blinded by its majesty when you saw it? Because I was. This is such an awesome model. I'm half joking, but it really is awesome. JFO is just one of my favorite models that Bungie and 343 have ever done. It looks so nice, even with those shoulders, those nice pointy shoulders on there. But that target locator, that target designator, sending down that orbital bombardment is so cool. And it just kind of doesn't really fit with everything else, and that's why I love it so much. You know, if this is going to actually be a weapon, there's going to be team killing, and I love the memes around that. There's people joking about turn 1 orbital bombardment, you know, team killing, and I think that is hilarious. This is the blinded by its majesty tier, 100% S tier, the best model that they have come out with yet. Super cool. I mean, but in all seriousness, it's crazy how, like, when they're wearing helmets and they don't have eyes, you can tell that he's kind of looking right into the screen, or right into that scope of the target locator, target designator there. The pose is so subtle, but you can tell exactly what he's doing, and I love it. I cannot wait to paint up this model. Honestly, I might buy a few. You know, so hopefully some people are selling them on eBay, because I might buy a couple of them. But that's it. Super excited. Make sure to get your pre-orders in. You'll definitely want to pre-order these tier 2 models. And I'm really, really excited. Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more content. Making some maps, but put in the comments if you want to see any other tier lists or what other videos you want to see Halo Flashpoint related. This one was a lot of fun. I love talking about these models. Do I want to switch any of them around? I don't think so. I think it really shows the majority of these models are stellar, and only a couple of them are so-so, but they're still really attractive models. But cool, stay tuned. Thanks for watching, guys, and peace!